So a few days ago, we watched this movie called The Social Network about Mark Zuckerberg and his creating of Facebook. It's some weird BS. I don't know why they made a movie about this, but hey, let's talk about it, right?
Looking at the whole movie, I thought the movie was very exaggerated. The story felt dramatic and sort of overdone.
I agree too, because I mean, it's about a dude creating Facebook. He had to add some slice of life, some comedy to make the movie interesting, because the theme itself isn't really interesting. This is about mishmash bosh.
It is a socially relevant movie based on real-life story of the social networking website Facebook and the lawsuits it had to face. The movie explores the difficulties involved in adoption of new ideas and new technology. And at the same time, it explores the emotional imbalances that occur when success happens overnight. Directed by David Fincher, The Social Network stars Jesse Eisenberg as Mark Zuckerberg, the computer programmer who invented Facebook.
He launches the Facebook, a social networking site which soon becomes a global social network and a revolution in communication. 6 years later, Mark Zuckerberg finds himself the youngest billionaire in history, seated amidst personal and legal complications.
And after all that explaining, let's get to the juicy part of this movie. So, the part where Eduardo sues his friend, right? Mark Zuckerberg, because, he's being of a jerk, kind of way. He's always been a-hole, as his girlfriend says, or ex. And so he sues him, okay? Anyways, do you think Eduardo should be suing him as a friend?
Well, I think Mark Zuckerberg, he betrayed him because he made his share of almost like 70%, was it? Go down to 0.03%.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
It's a very, very tiny amount, right? He co-founded the company, so he deserves at least more than that. Maybe at least 10%, right?
He started the company.
Yeah.
He funded Mark Zuckerberg when he did $19,000. That's a lot for a person, right?
Yeah.
Why would you send him 0.03%? He deserves way more. He did 100% of the funding.
Yeah.
So that's why I truly think Eduardo deserves the money.
So on top of that, Mark Zuckerberg's lawyers tricked Wardo into signing a document that would dilute his stocks.
That's terrible. Why would you trick your best friend into cutting so many of your stocks? That's inhuman. That's why Mark Zuckerberg got memed as being an alien, because he does some questionable things, right?
Let's not forget that Mark was jealous of Eduardo for getting invited into the Phoenix Club.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
in a way, it explains why Mark used Eduardo to create his website instead of treat him as an actual friend, right?
Exactly. Just using him as a money bank.
Yeah,
Give him the
exactly.
money. Give him the money. 19K? Mwah. 20K? Mwah. Money. That's the expert here. What do you think, Carmen?
In the movie, it touches really well on aspects of honesty, loyalty, and friendship. I think Mark Zuckerberg, he was a bit immature when it comes to making agreements with his friends and talking to them properly. I think he was a bit socially
Awkward. Yeah. For sure.
If there is a lesson to learn from this movie, it's that you shouldn't treat your friends like Mark Zuckerberg.
To be honest, this movie is kind of mediocre. I don't know how it got 96% on Rotten Tomato, bruh. But this movie did not change me at all. Movies like Avengers Endgame or The Wizard of Oz, they bring something unique to storytelling, which this movie absolutely not. So I'm sorry.
Thank you for listening, and make sure to delete Facebook.